Hola. Hello. It's your host Dre, and I am back with a hopefully quickie. I wanted to give my thoughts really quick on the David D4VD situation, and just kind of give my thoughts because I think the dialogue around this is rather interesting. So before I hop into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. But just kind of to give a quick overview of the situation. David D4VD is the stage name. He seems to be a musical artist that his music is kind of like an alternative pop type genre. He is accused of deleting Miss Celeste Rivas, who was his love interest girlfriend, and her body was found in a vehicle registered to him. From what I saw, the body was heavily decomposed when found. Very, very heinous thing. The young lady definitely did not deserve that. And the interesting thing to me about this situation is one, a lot of women seem to be kind of juxtaposing it to the Clay Megan breakup, which to me is very odd because you're talking about two grown people and their relationship status and how they choose to conduct themselves in relationship, and and juxtaposing that to somebody who has lost their life. Not only that, but there's two things going on. I feel a lot of people who are commenting on it, a lot of ladies in particular, rather, I should be more specific, they are making note that they don't see a lot of men talking about this, and it's like somehow it's like it's like some type of combination that, oh, you guys aren't talking about this, why aren't you talking about this? And the funny thing, at least to me, is this: the profiles of these people that are involved in these situations are nowhere near the same. I would say that hands down, at least, and granted, this is at least from my perspective because I'm not that familiar with Guy. I would say the profile of Meg and Clay is way beyond that of Buddy, D4VD. And the reason I would say that is because anytime his name comes up, at least amongst black people and black men in particular, but black people by and large as well, nobody knows who he is. And part of the reason nobody knows who he is, or very few, I should probably say, be more accurate with my language, very few know who he is because of the genre that he operates in. So his music is like an alternative pop, which I would argue the majority of black folks don't listen to and consume. Majority of black folks is primarily listening to hip hop, R&B. There's a bit of a surge in country, but those genres and adjacent genres, like you got neo soul, so on and so forth, and then some of the older genres as well, and then you really start tailing off in terms of black listenership at that, but that's the why, at least for me, the quote unquote why aren't a lot of black guys talking about this. We by and large don't know about this and know the guy involved in this. And in that, I feel like there's an implication that the not talking about it is some way, like some form of solidarity, or I probably shouldn't say that, but it a lot of the commentary strikes me as this. It's like there's almost like this belief that, or the sentiment that he could get off with this if he is confirmed to have committed the acts that are alleged against him, which I find to be kind of amazing. And the sentiment, I guess, rather feels like by not talking about it, like it's somehow like an attempt to aid him in getting away with commission of this act if he is confirmed to have done so, which I find to be absolutely laughable. The one thing about it is, in the online commentary I've seen, has been this, like whenever somebody is engaging, it's pretty much a non-story. It's like, I don't know this dude. Who is he and what is going on? He's accused of that? Oh, okay, yeah. Put him under the jail. Okay, yeah. He deserves if he did it, he deserves to be punished. Okay, yeah. and granted, I think that's the stance of like 99.9% of people. The only thing I say is, hey, you know, he deserves his day in court. From what I've read of the situation, her body being found in his vehicle, that raises a lot of questions in and of itself. But, you know, are there things that could make that make sense in terms of, you know, hey, it wasn't he that committed it? Possibly, I guess. Does it look good? No. You know, it damn sure doesn't. So for me, the only thing I would say is that he deserves his day in court, and I feel that that leads me to the last part of this video, which is media, especially towards black men, but in general, does anybody accused of a crime a disservice? Because the way media covers things, they don't just simply, hey, this is what happened, this is what's alleged, you know, yada yada yada. No, they basically editorialize it and inject their feelings and sentiments into it. And when you do that, especially when you have mass media reach and scope, essentially you're jury tampering. In my opinion, I think it really should be illegal to inject such sentiment and make such definite determinations, like saying, hey, this person did X. Hey, they're accused of X. And unless we have like smoking gun type joint, like, hey, we have a video of them doing blah blah blah, and even then, like, I'm still like, hey, you know, they deserve a day in court. That's something that needs to be deliberated per our rules and procedure as a people in a nation, that we've determined how we do things here, and they deserve to have a fair trial. And that's all I'm saying for the young man. I have my own feelings and suspicions, but he deserves a fair trial. That's all he deserves. If he did it, he deserves to be punished. If he didn't, he deserves to go on about his life. And that's all anybody deserves. So this whole why aren't black men talking about David D4VD? We don't know who this motherfucker is. Like, whose man is this? We don't know him. The majority of us don't know him. Like, there are 44 million black people in this country, roughly, as of the last census, I want to say. And if you just split it in half and say there's 22 million black men, I think you might be stretching to find 2 million who know this dude prior to this story situation, at the very least, who heard of this dude and maybe listened to his music. I don't think most of his listeners were black at all. That's just my opinion. That piece is my opinion. I can't confirm that, but I got a heavy hunch, just based off his genre and his music itself. I don't think a lot of black people is listening to it. That's just me though. Spotify numbers or some type of streaming platform that has demographic tracking might come out and completely burst my bubble. But yeah, I don't think that most black men have heard this guy. Most black men definitely are not defending this and do not feel that this is really a story in terms of how it's presented with some of the questioning online. Like, there's no doubt that with America's history and outlook on black men, that if a black man committed a crime and there's a shred of evidence to support it, that he's gonna walk free. There's no doubt with that. I mean, any shred of evidence, they're gonna be convicted. And that is the one thing I can say about this country. It actually is kind of, the problem has been that it's kind of skewed the opposite. And to pretend otherwise is to just be purposely ignorant and obtuse of our history in this country. So, I mean, you've had Emmett Till, you've had Trayvon, you've had so many going the other way in terms of things perpetrated against them, to where, nothing happened. And you've had millions of brothers who frankly have been wrong place, wrong time, who literally didn't do anything, got accused of something that just couldn't fight it. Like, there are people who get picked up every weekend and they end up taking that plea deal because it's like, hey, maybe I can get out Monday morning, I'll have this on the record, but I can get back to work and keep sustaining myself and my family. So, very real things. And that's kind of going into a different subject, but I don't know, I might tag my friend in this, but let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Peace. I'm out.